Move my mouth. I can move my... There we go.
Yo, it's the problem with everything. I'm Loki Sapfoot.
And I'm Rob. Holiday Rob. Yep.
Holiday Rob. Shaken, not stood. Holiday Rob. This is the problem with everything. How's it going?
Well, I'd like to welcome you to Monday, August 17th, 2015. 23 Enigma, straight out of Nintendo. Or The Problem with Everything. We're here to talk about all kinds of nonsense, weird things, pop culture, ridiculousness. Today we review not the movie Straight Outta Compton. We also talk about we
review the trailer, I guess.
We talk about the Nintendo and how that has changed.
Super Nintendo forever. Every system since has been useless. All you need is a Super Nintendo Entertainment System.
And if you've ever noticed anything weird about the number 23, we try to explain that, I think. Or not.
We don't really try to. No, I mean, we kind of do.
Explaining things for teachers. We're not your teachers.
Yeah,
we're two guys drinking delicious beer and having a good Monday.
I'm not your goddamn role model, motherfucker. All right? I don't have to finish thoughts or follow through on anything on my podcast if I don't fucking want to, all right?
Definitely not. But this, but up next, we're gonna, we're not gonna do playing a tune, right? We're not gonna play a tune right out of the gate.
Yeah, no,
should we? What should we play? Why not? Okay. DJ. Hey, DJ! Hey, DJ!
Let's do a Batwing song, because we were in that band.
Yeah, why not?
And
because we're gonna have a throwback today too. We're gonna have a throwback to. I'll send you the link or the audio for the throw Excelsior.
Yeah, let's do Not Afraid. We haven't done that one that much. That's a good song.
Not Afraid comes out of the archives, man. We talk about that too. So check out
Not Afraid was the first song we ever wrote. It was like done before we even had the name Batwings for Lab Rats.
And it ended up in a video too on about the whole Occupy movement.
We're getting paid for that? Just kidding.
Nope.
Obviously,
I'm looking at my wallet. I'm saying probably not. But yeah, here we go. Not Afraid by Batwings for Lab Rats, band that we used to be in.
We'll see you on the other side.
Peace. Today we're drinking New Belgium Long Table. It seems like a fall seasonal beer.
Yeah, it's got some orange and a yellow leaf on the cover, and some chairs.
Yep.
On the label.
This is what you do during the fall. You sit around and drink beer and watch the leaves change.
It's kind of early for a fall beer, right?
I feel like it, but
I'm all sweaty and I've got pumpkin spice in my mouth. It's weird.
Maybe have a Mexican fall. I don't know, like an equatorial fall, hanging out on the equator. Late October, drinking a beer, waiting for Halloween.
I feel like pumpkin spice probably isn't as popular on the equator. Or maybe it is, and I just associate it with cold weather, so it's in my head that way.
No, I mean, yeah, this is definitely like a colder weather beer. But now we don't need the leaves. We don't need the leaves to know when the seasons change. We have beer.
Right.
We got a beer label that'll tell us.
When Sam Adams releases the Fall Patriot Brew or whatever it is.
The Fall Patriot, yeah.
You know, it's proof of the 23 conspiracy and of the lizard people controlling the planet that the audio got weird when I was talking about the number 23 Enigma.
Right.
Proof. Coincidence? I don't think so. Right?
I don't think so.
That's pretty much proof as far as I'm concerned.
Pretty much, yeah.
Yeah.
We're all doomed.
Right. We're fucked.
That was another article I read. So wait, was there anything else? So what do you think about the 23?
Well, it has a special place in my heart because before I heard about any of this William S. Burroughs, Robert Anton Wilson nonsense, I was just plain old Brandon Ematencio, and I was in my little league. The first time I made All-Stars, I got number 23.
Whoa.
So it became like my thing.
Right.
And then I found a pendant with a 23 on it. Like a little fake gold thing.
Yeah.
And I wore it on a chain.
You just found this? This was just a thing? Wow.
I think so. As far as I can remember, I found it.
Yeah.
And so that became the thing. But then people were always like, oh, like Michael Jordan, huh? And I was always like, fuck Michael Jordan.
Michael Jordan, yeah.
I know he had it first, but 23 is my thing.
Right.
Fuck him.
I knew about it for me before I knew about it for him.
Right. Well, I mean, I knew he was number 23, as everyone must, but...
Right.
You know.
No, I totally forgot, because I was looking at I found this old, old gaming magazine, like Nintendo Power magazine or whatever.
Yeah.
And they had Michael Jordan versus Larry Bird. And, no numbers or logos on each of them, just the colors and stuff. And I was just like, oh, my God.
Was it actual photos of them?
It was just a photo. It was an advertisement. So it was, one large photo of them and then, maybe, a smaller photo of the two of them side by side. I'm going to beat you at this video game.
Man, old sports games sucked dick. Up until, they started getting decent at, Nintendo 64 era.
In this one, they had an old X-Men game advertisement. It looked like some awful, like World of Warcraft, but not, before what it was, just like an old, I can't think of what, role-playing game. Like an old, there'd just be, plates with, 8-bit computer graphic Wolverine, and then it'd be, some word text under it, not, anything fun.
Wolverine's been attacked. That's still a genre, though, where it's just, a little animation that repeats. And you do it more in your imagination. Which it's all right.
Okay, so...
I prefer to swing a sword at someone, but I'd also like some experience points. That's why I like action RPGs like The Legend of Zelda.
Oh my god, yes.
Dude, you know what I got? This is a great segue because I've been getting all into retro games. I'm awesome. A big Super Nintendo fan.
Yeah.
And I allegedly downloaded over 750 Super Nintendo games in 5 minutes.
Whoa.
And I thought about 20 years ago, if I went with my laptop and ignoring every other thing my laptop can do, if I went up to some kid in 1994 or whatever, and I was like,
I have all
this box has every Super Nintendo game that was released in the US on it. Just got to plug this controller in. Check it out. I would be a magician. I would be fucking Merlin from the future of the sky.
He's a witch.
Yeah.
I used to think about that, though. I always think about, what if I took new movies back in time to show people, what they would look like, and if they'd have their minds blown, if they'd be like, how did they really do that? And you'd be like, oh, these people don't know about computers. They still use punch cards for those.
Yeah, Nazi punch cards. If it weren't for the Nazis, someone still would have done some computer shit.
Yeah,
but IBM,
yeah,
they got started making the punch cards that kept track of concentration camps, right?
Something
they
like
tracked
that,
the kills, basically.
Yeah. I mean, they were basically just like any other. They didn't start, but they were an American company that was like, okay, if you need some data help, we can help you with some data
keeping. Free market, yeah.
Yeah, that's what a free market looks like. Going back to the video games, though, so all these old gamer magazines, I have an NES that I would love to hook up sometime.
Yeah.
I've been waiting to hook it up because I think the only thing I'm missing is electrical source, so I need to get
just the power cable.
Yeah, I either need to go online or go to this is a plug for my friend John's business, Gamers Anonymous. Everybody knows Gamers Anonymous, right?
Where is it?
I don't know. I should have looked that up before I started talking shit, but I can possibly do that while I'm causing you distraction with my voice. It's a thing I have an ability to do. I'm very good at it. In fact, the only reason I ever became a magician was because I was able to create the illusion of actually saying things when words are just pouring out of my mouth for no reason.
Word.
I would have made a great grifter, gypsy, or some other...
I didn't know you were a magician. A magician.
I wish I was a magician. I had a moment of that today where I was like, what if Merlin came back as like a Southern Baptist, Republican, conservative, what would he be like? It just was a moment of I don't know why I thought it was the stupidest thought of the day.
Sounds like some Stephen King shit. To me, that's what that sounds like.
Stephen King.
I could see him writing a book, or Chuck Palahniuk might write a book about that. Like a Southern Baptist televangelist.
Did you ever read Fight Club? Did you ever?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I thought that was one of the best film adaptations I've ever seen. It's pretty much perfect.
Right. Some people don't agree, but I mean, I agree, but I honestly, in some ways, I think the book or the film is kind of better than the book a little bit. Like, it's a hard concept to grasp and convey through language, and it works better some parts of it on film. Like,
yeah.
The problem that I always had with the movie... Okay, so the problem I had with Fight Club when I first watched it as a kid was, like, why... Like, it starts building up into this really cool thing where it's like, oh, I'm on board with this. I want to be part of this, club, and we get together and we break rules and we start busting shit up. And then it kind of turns into, like, what happens with all cults is, like, people lose their mind or something. It goes all wrong.
Yeah.
And then I read from like interviews with Chuck Palahniuk. Actually, one of the most interesting things is to listen to the if you have the DVD of Fight Club or the Blu-ray, listen to the writer commentary, because it's both Chuck Palahniuk and the guy who wrote the screenplay, and like just talks about you kind of get to see the improvements on the like when he's talking about a wad of cookie dough, like that wasn't the same. He said like a wad of bread or dough or something like that.
I don't remember.
White bread is what he says in the book versus the movie. And so some of that stuff kind of gets like embellished or even like made a little bit better through the process of like adapting it from the movie or from the book to the movie. So I don't know, that movie always worked really well to me in the film concept.
Yeah, I remember they changed, like, what is it, like I Am Jack's Burning Hatred or whatever. But in the book, it wasn't Jack. I don't remember what it was. I thought it was weird that they changed the name. And I don't remember what the old name was, but I remember that Jack was better, I thought, as a name.
Really?
For Jack's colon cancer or whatever.
Right. And that's what people refer to the narrator, whatever, what's his name's
Jack,
part is. Yeah, is there always like
Norton.
Edward Norton. Always like, okay, so now that we've totally forgotten about what we were talking about before, but Gamers Anonymous is a place. It is on Wyoming Boulevard, 1504.
Okay, 1504. Was that northeast?
Yeah, hours are perfect. They are 10 a.m. to 8 p.m.
Sweet.
And you can go there, you can trade games, you can trade controllers, you can trade anything gamer-related, and that's probably what I'm going to do. I have a lot of like extra PlayStation stuff that I just don't use anymore, I don't need anymore, so I'm probably going to take it to Gamers Anonymous.
Gamers Anonymous.
And see if I can get me an NES cable because I'm for electricity, because I need to hook that thing up, man. It's gonna be so fun.
Does that even? You have to get like a different adapter to hook that up to a modern TV, because they're all like the coaxial,
right?
And you could never get it in straight. Remember, it would go in sideways, and they would be all wonky.
Super frustrating.
Yeah,
man, old technology is crazy.
The light gun.
Oh man, I still have that too. I actually have a Power Glove as well.
I hear that I never played with the Power Glove.
It sucks.
That's what I hear.
It sucks.
Yeah, I hear it's ass.
If we're gonna do another advertisement. If you go to Fine Brothers Entertainment or the React channel on YouTube, you'll actually see like modern day teenagers like using the Power Glove. They have like a whole piece about it, and they talk about the Wizard with Fred Savage.
And where they showed you how to get that, like, I don't even remember what it did, but that ball in Mario Brothers 3.
Oh,
right. You're in the fortress and you fly up above. And, yeah.
Dude, when that movie came out, man, okay, so like I had the quintessential like Nintendo like childhood or whatever, like the original Nintendo childhood, because like me and my friends would play that, and like my favorite game was like California games. It was like volleyball,
hacky sack.
Yeah, hacky sack.
That was the worst
like,
one.
Oh, it was terrible. You didn't want to play that one, but it was all these ridiculous games, and what was it? Motobike or whatever is also one of my favorites. Yeah. But yeah, like we would just like hang out like three kids in a living room or somebody's bedroom or something, and just like playing games for like hours. Like we played all kinds of crazy shit. I have all these games still. I just can never get rid of it, but yeah. And so then when that movie came out, we were like retarded about it, because that came out, and then like the Mario Brothers and the Zelda cartoons came out, which, oh my god, if you check out Super Mario from the 90s, early 90s, rapping.
Yeah, there was 2 Mario Brothers cartoons. The first one was just called the Super Mario Brothers Super Show.
Super Mario Brothers Super Show!
And the cutscenes were the coolest part, where they would introduce the cartoons, because it was these 2 guys dressed up as Mario and Luigi.
Yeah.
And they were the best part. And there was this... I got a DVD of it recently that I watched.
God,
it's amazing.
really?
Yeah.
I feel like it's out there. It was like on Netflix or Hulu or somewhere. It's out there.
There's
Check
one where Mario takes the princess to see Milli Vanilli and their guest voices
Holy crap.
on the cartoon.
That's amazing.
Yeah.
But they didn't sing, so it had to be the people who were singing.
Well, they talked, and then they just played the song.
They have their crazy Belgian accents or whatever they have. I don't know what they have. They have like some kind of... I think they have like French accents.
Remember how mad people were at Milli Vanilli? They were like running over all their tapes with bulldozers and shit.
You would have thought they were gangster rappers.
Belgium.
That's also what happened this week. Also what happened this week in What Happened News, since we're just talking about pop culture, current events, video games, and whatnot, is Straight Outta Compton came out. Straight Outta Compton.
Dude, that shit's kind of annoying.
Crazy mother brother named Ice Cube.
Mother brother.
Mother brother.
I don't know. Like... It felt a little weird seeing like the Straight Outta whatever the fuck memes everywhere.
Everywhere, yeah.
There were some funny ones though, like Lars Ulrich, and it said Straight Outta Tempo. And the upcoming NHL 16 video game had one of the players that was on the cover that they announced, like a couple days, I think, after they announced the cover, he got accused of rape.
Oh.
And so someone did Straight Outta NHL 16 because they're obviously going to take him off the cover.
Ouch. Yeah.
But that was a funny one. I saw another good one, but I can't remember what it was. Oh well, so it goes.
And so it goes.
So it goes. The big episode 23. I feel like I'm going to get struck by lightning, or this is going to get erased, or like...
Right.
Someone's going to drive a car into your house.
That could happen.
The curse of the 23.
I was on the news recently. I had like a newscaster knocking on my door. I don't know if I mentioned this last week. I think I did. Yeah. But yeah. So...
So go back to last week's and you'll hear that story.
So go back to last week's and you'll hear that story. But yeah, we're always worried about getting hit by cars because there's always cars like rolling around. I mean, like right outside this window where we're recording, like a tree got knocked over because somebody pulled up on the curb.
People get really confused trying to pull out of this grocery store right here, like because it's like a one-way and the right entrance lane coming out. If you think that you're supposed to be in the right lane to leave the place, it turns the wrong way onto a one-way. So you're supposed to leave in the left lane to get back onto the one-way. It's really fucking weird.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's the thing, though. Like, okay, so you drove fairly recently to Oregon twice in the last couple months or month or whatever, right?
Yes.
So...
Correct.
Did you know how shitty Oregon drivers were?
Yeah, they're pretty bad.
They're so slow, and they don't understand what a left lane... They're either on par or worse than what a left lane is for.
Yeah, there was a lot of, like, going 45 in the fast lane kind of shit.
Right.
Just oblivious, just driving forward.
Or not care...
Petting their chihuahua in their lap or whatever the fuck.
Yeah.
That wasn't a euphemism. I'm talking about, like, a lady with a chihuahua in her lap.
What are you doing later on? I'm petting the chihuahua.
I'm going to pet the chihuahua. You know what I'm saying? Yeah.
I'm going to pet that guy good. Man.
Call it petting the chihuahua. That's what the kids are calling it these days.
What do you think about, though? What do you think about the whole making a movie on the whole gangster rap, birth of NWA? I mean, they're the face of gangster rap with an A. With no
I would have been fine with a movie if one of the characters in the movie if it wasn't like with new music from Dr. Dre, and if you didn't have this whole album that came out with it.
If it wasn't sponsored by Beats.
Yeah, the whole thing just felt gross.
Yeah.
And for that to be like the legacy ending, like that's, I don't know if the movie has that narrative of like it goes from like an organic thing of them showing like the world
it's supposed to be actually pretty good. It doesn't
I
look
don't know anything about it.
It doesn't look half bad. Like we'll take a break because we got a rebeer.
Yeah.
And I'll show you the trailer and you can tell me, and then we can tell the people out there because I don't know. I figure Shit, man, we come out every week. We can talk about current stuff without being dated too much.
I mean, I've seen, like, the trailer. It's got Paul Giamatti and shit. It just looks like, I don't know. The whole thing just feels like a just gross marketing with the tie-in. I guess it's just the Dr. Dre album tie-in. And him, like, Dr. Dre released a meme that you can say, we're your straight Outta. It's just fucking gross. Like, if you showed that to them in 1988 or
been
whatever.
Like, what a bunch of pussy-ass bitches.
But I'm a billionaire? All right.
Now I can get cheesy, now that I've got billions of dollars.
Yeah, I guess Eazy-E can die if I get to be a billionaire. Fuck it.
Easy got AIDS, I got billions, whatever. How you doing on that beer?
It's almost out. Should we?
Yeah, we'll probably have to re-up here.
We'll be back after these messages.
Hey, you're listening to The Problem with Everything, and I'm Holiday Rob. Up next is a demo track by the band I used to be in, Holiday Sale. It is of the song... Oh, man. Now I can't remember what it's called.
Oh, come on, Rob.
But anyway, if you've ever heard the album, it's a demo track, and it's kind of like rough. Better Days, that's what it's called. Better Days is the track, Holiday Sale is the band. This is a demo track of me and Minnie did with like some electronic backing that I did.
If you're as big a fan of Rob as I am, this is an exciting moment for you. I am pumped. Let's do this.
down as we shout and argue and berate our way through the end of the day. Well, all the people here, they sit and stare. They don't know or don't care to understand the reasons why civilizations die. It's all my fault because I lied. Wake me up. I don't wanna sleep my life away. Wake me up. I've seen better days.
Straight out of Compton.
Oh, and we're back. So you saw the trailer. You saw the trailer for Straight Outta Compton. What did you think?
Well, you know, I had seen it before. Because you can't walk by an iPhone without seeing that trailer. I hadn't seen the extended one that I just saw, but
I had not either, actually.
I don't know. My feelings haven't changed.
Yeah.
It's pretty much... I mean, it looks okay. It looks like a Hollywood movie about some stuff.
Right.
I don't know.
Hollywood's pretty good at making Hollywood
It's probably
movies.
me. I'm pretty unenthusiastic about anyone pretending that their art matters. So I don't know if I'm the one to ask to review things. But I guess that's who they do ask to review things.
Yeah.
Otherwise, those people would be making art.
Right.
Should I become a critic? Is that my calling?
You know, Ebert.
Yeah. Was that the dead one? Are they both dead?
They're both dead now. But yeah. Ebert.
Well,
what was his first name? Good Lord.
Roger.
Roger Ebert. Good
and
Lord.
Gene Siskel. Siskel died first.
Yeah,
right?
Siskel. Yeah.
And then Ebert
randomly,
had
he
the
looked.
stroke
He was
with
like the healthier one too, and then Ebert got like some fucked up like jaw cancer shit or something.
He had a stroke, so half of his face was paralyzed.
Yeah, but then they had to like dig out his jaw, like they removed it because he had like bone cancer in it or something like that. It was fucked up. Because then he couldn't talk, like he couldn't speak, and so he couldn't be on TV after that. But Roger Ebert did a movie one time called, I think it was The Brown Bunny, not to be confused with the one where Chloe Sevigny sucks. What's his name's wiener.
I don't know anything you're talking about, but I'm intrigued. There's wiener sucking to be had
in the Brown Bunny, but not the one that Roger Ebert did.
Well, what's one strike against his version? I think.
What is that guy's name, man? It's like Vince something or
Vincent Van Gogh.
It's very
Vincent D'Onofrio. Vince Vaughn.
No. I don't even know if it's Vincent. It might be something like
Vince Young. He was an NFL quarterback. I think he died, right? He got murdered.
Whoa, really? By who?
Well, he was retired, and him and his girlfriend got killed or something. I don't fucking know. I don't remember. I don't even know if that's the guy that got killed. I'm probably wrong about that. Is it Vince Young? No,
Vincent Gallo is his name. That's Vincent Gallo and Chloe Sevigny.
Okay.
And they were in a movie called The Brown Bunny, but that's not the one I'm looking for. The one I'm looking for is actually the only movie that Roger Ebert directed, and that one came out.
I'm assuming it wasn't any good, or he would have been a director, right?
See, his was Brown Bunny without the.
Or was he so good that that's the only movie he needed to make?
Maybe he made.
He said it all in Brown Bunny.
He made a movie and was just like, "This is bullshit. I don't ever want to do movies." But there's nowhere to see his movie. All that it references to is the 2003 movie. But he did direct at least one movie. Because I was kind of surprised by that.
But no one got their dick sucked in this movie.
No. The Vincent Gallo, Chloe 70 vehicle is the one you see.
I'll give it 2 stars.
You see some fallacious behavior.
Based on what I know, Brown Bunny gets 2 stars. The Brown Bunny with the fellatio, 5.
5.
Until I have more information, out of 5. The standard 5-star system is what we're going with.
Oh man, damn! It's definitely got more of that than the documentary about Deep Throat did. They wouldn't even let them have that to get a R rating.
You talking about Nixon Deep Throat or like Debbie Does Dallas style?
The Linda Lovelace vehicle.
Lovelace, that's
a guy did a documentary about the movie.
So not the one about Watergate.
No,
that's not. Okay,
not that guy. Not Mr. Cigarette Man from the X-Files.
Yeah, is that supposed to be the same guy from Watergate in the X-Files?
I feel like that's what they were alluding to. Yeah.
Okay.
Or they were just making a comparison, but I've
been watching that recently.
Have you
trying
really?
to gear up for the new one. We're trying to get through it. I've seen it all. My lady friend has not seen any of it.
So did you really start from the first episode?
Yeah, we're trying to get through all 9 seasons before the new one comes out.
That's so many seasons.
I don't think we're going to make it. We're only on the second one, and the new one starts in January. There's only like 6 episodes.
Maybe if you have like a couple of weekends where you just binge,
yeah, we're doing our best.
No kids and just binge.
Right. That's pretty much, yeah.
Did you ever think that would have to be a factor in your life? No kids?
Yeah. When we have the time, X-Files is pretty much on.
Awesome.
I enjoy it.
I feel like I've been doing that with Seinfeld, but I didn't watch it from the beginning. I watched it from like season 3 or 4 on, and then I got pretty far, and then I was like, well, I want to go to season 2, and then I watched season 2 and filled in the gaps, and then jumped back on, and now I'm on season 7.
That's the last one, right?
8 is the last one, I think. And here's the thing I've learned about Seinfeld. So we've kind of talked about it. I don't know if we've talked about it on the podcast, but Seinfeld is kind of the precursor to everything sitcom TV today, that we're used to.
Totally.
But here's the thing, like, I watch it from the purview of, like, somebody who knows things about Larry David.
You don't know that much about him.
Obviously, I don't even know his last name. But I mean, just having seen, like, Curb Your Enthusiasm.
Right. He's the real-life George.
Yeah. Knowing that Larry David was, like, George Costanza in the show in Seinfeld. And so watching it from that kind of idea, knowing that he wrote a lot of those things, there's situations that you find yourself in, like where today you came in and I was watching Man Hands, the woman with manly hands.
Yeah.
Where you like experience something, and, in New York there would be tons of experiences to be had apparently.
Yeah. And
you just tuck it away for later, and then, but in some of them, in the writing, so say that you, I can't think of the episode right now, but I'm trying to come up with like an idea. Say like you made fun of somebody with like a peanut allergy or something like that.
Okay.
Only to later on find yourself succumbing to a similar type of problem.
I laughed real hard at the one where Kramer got a kidney stone at the circus and he's screaming in the bathroom trying to pee that shit out.
Oh, you know what it is? Here's a good one. Elaine thinks this guy's deaf that she works with. It's Rob Reiner or Rob Deuce Bigelow, Schneider.
Yeah, Rob Schneider.
Rob Schneider from SNL. And so he has like a hearing aid and she says some sexy shit to him, and then because he acts like he can't hear.
But he can.
But apparently he can.
It's just his ploy to make life easy on himself.
Right.
He's
and
an asshole.
And then at one point they hang
Spoiler alert.
They hang out and he like goes, he like tries to get all over her. But before that point, or after that point later on, she's like listening to his earpiece, right? And she's like, I don't know if it's making a difference. And then for some reason in the episode, like, I think Jerry pulls the fire alarm. And so then it makes her deaf. So that her weird thing about somebody's possible deafness, whether it's true or not, ends up causing her to be deaf. So I was like, these weird foibles that they have, these weird like idiosyncrasies that the characters have, like as the seasons of Seinfeld started becoming their own undoing. Like now that she was like giving a hard time about a guy who may or may not be deaf, now she ends up deaf. Right. And I was like, there's some kind of weird, like, moralistic thing Larry David's working on in these episodes. I'm getting a little too deep on it, I think. But
well, that's how it ended. The way the series ended, huge spoiler alert if you haven't watched the end of Seinfeld. And if you haven't, you don't care. So fuck your spoiler alert. But Seinfeld ended with them going to jail because they witnessed a crime.
Right.
And they laughed about it.
Bad Samaritans.
And filmed it, and they didn't help. So for doing that, they went to jail. So they went to jail for being shitty people, basically.
Right.
Which was really the whole point of the show.
At the end of it, yeah.
There's a quote. They're sitting in the diner, and Jerry and George are sitting there. And I don't remember who says it, but one of them says, "We're not men. I don't know what we are,
but we're definitely not men." Yeah.
And that's like the quote that sticks in my mind. It's just like, we suck, and there's nothing we can do. We're just another couple of shitty people on top of billions of shitty people.
Egotistical, self-centered,
right.
Our own minutia of struggle is the only thing that really matters. That's the focal point of our existence. Yeah, because that's what I've been noticing with the how the stories go is like you're looking at people who are extremely like self-centered and self-interested, and then later on he starts building a universe around that where their self-centeredness is the thing that fucks them over by the end of every episode. Right. And it's kind of cool because it's a little bit of like poetic justice. It's like as if there is some balance to the universe. And I just wonder, like, when Larry David's like writing these things, he's like, these are things either in myself or people I know, and then like writing about there's going to be that one time when you're going to like think somebody's not disabled and you'll end up disabled.
But it's kind of, the other thing though is all that shit happens, but it always kind of ends with everyone in the group just kind of being like, anyway. Like that's always kind of the vibe, Like,
yeah.
Whatever happens, it's always just kind of like, on to the next thing.
You're listening to Pop Culture Review, or as we like to call it, A Problem with Everything.
I don't like to call it that. I just do because that's what it's called.
So I've been going through the archives.
What archives?
I have these mini DV archives since I've taken on the great finishing up the house. Since I've taken on finishing up the house, the garage, cleaning up my mother's house, I found a whole bunch of like mini DV tapes. So I actually found like one of the, holy shit, man. I can't even, it doesn't feel like that long ago when we did Fall Brawl, which I guess was 03.
Oh, yeah,
that was like fall 03.
Crazy.
So that's like,
no, it wasn't that long.
It has to be. I got 05 maybe?
Maybe 05.
05?
Wasn't
but even
03.
Even then, there's a 10-year-old kid that was conceived that weekend or something. Like, running around and shit.
Crazy.
But anyway, so I was watching it and I was just like, oh my god, Smock is so skinny. And then there's like, I don't know, just, I have that and I have first, one of the early practices of bat wings.
Nice.
So like, Zach.
At the agency?
This is, at the agency.
Nice.
This is even before Matt was at one of them. Or maybe he was just not there that week, but it's been like a trip, man, to like...
Back in the day.
We had like Not Afraid already as...
That was the first song.
A thing, yeah. And then...
That was before we even had a name, we had that song.
Right.
Yeah.
And then I had I have an audio recording of a really fucking cool intro we used to do for not Privatized Survival.
Excelsior.
But yeah. Oh my god,
yeah.
That thing sounds amazing. Like I was listening to it and I was like, oh shit, man, that was really good. Like and I don't have a date on that piece either, but like just this like rad cool audio. Like in fact, like if you're down, I would be down to like find that and send that shit to you so that we could show it on the podcast, like just an old nugget. We can have an old nugget.
Yeah, that's cool.
Of audio
I'm
stuff
down
because it's really fun to listen to. Like maybe the audio.
Lord knows we're not dropping any new nuggets. So.
Whatever, we're gonna do our straight out of Compton.
All you get is like an hour of inane mumbling from us a week, and that's it. That's all you're getting.
Straight out of Batwings video.
Straight out of Burke. Oh, there you're straight out of my town because it's the meme and you just type it and it does like an Instagram filter with a picture. It's so cool.
Is that how it works? I didn't know how it works.
No, that's what I'm assuming. It's fucking AIDS. It's goddamn AIDS in my eyes.
Social AIDS.
Just burning
the herpes of society.
Burning any meaning out of anything that art ever had at all.
Art.
Just fucking...
Art is just another way to sell things. Okay, but here's the thing. So, I talked to a friend of mine recently. We'll just call them Jex. Some people know them, some people don't. She actually did the cover for the holiday sale album.
Yeah.
She's an awesome artist, visual artist. But we were talking, and she was like, she said, I think in my life I've come to the conclusion that I don't have any interest in like trying to do the Instagram, like the social networking thing with my art, where it's like, we'll do a trade or we'll do that kind of thing.
Hate it.
She was like, fuck it. She was just like, look, at this point, it's just, I do the art because I enjoy it. And if someday somebody cares about it, like long after I'm dead, awesome. And she gave this example of this guy who was a janitor at like a school. And he might have had some weird, like, tendencies towards students,
Hey.
But I don't. Apparently, he never really like acted on them or anything. But instead, he did these like bizarre.
The worst. It festers, and then what?
Well, he did these like bizarre paintings, and they're not like explicit or gross. They're just like of like kids having a good time playing, being kids or whatever. But they're really poignant in the way that they're done. Like they kind of follow along like a lineage of like art that is so kind of like I don't know, just so naked. When you're just like, oh, that's kind of somebody's soul.
Confrontational.
And a little bit of that too, yeah.
It's just right there.
Yeah.
Deal with this.
But nobody found this stuff until he died, and then they found his journal, and then they found the art pieces.
Is this Wolfie?
No, I wish I would have like written down. I know who I've seen the art of this guy before, and but anyway, it was more just about the idea of like, well, now he's considered like this awesome artist, but like, if anybody had found this shit before while he was alive, they would have been like, you're a fucking weirdo.
I know who you're talking about, and I can't remember his name.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's a couple guys like that,
right?
Like outsider art. There's one guy who I think was in some kind of institution.
Yeah.
But he, with whatever he could get his hands on, he drew these elaborate things, and it was like part collage, and it was these worlds of kids, and he wrote epic prose poems and musicals and songs all about this world of these kids. I don't know the details.
That's crazy.
It's like this child playland magical world that he created all this history in, and all these crazy stories, and it's all told through drawings and art, and it's fucking awesome to look at. But he never showed it to anyone. They just found it. Like, I mean, they knew he did it,
right?
But he died, and then whatever, some art collector or some shit was like, "Holy shit!" And now he's famous posthumously.
There is
just the best I can hope for.
Well, and I don't know,
and not even that, because I'm not producing shit, really, so I can't even hope for that.
That's a lie. I think I saw an R2D2 recently.
That's true.
That you might have done for a certain lady friend of yours.
That is true. I haven't finished it though. I need to get on there.
But it's there and it's happening, and you can't deny it because it's like a festering sore on your soul. Art is a festering sore on your soul that is exposed every once in a while when you take your shirt off to use the shower.
Everything feels like it's a chore. I don't know. It's work. Why try to do stuff?
It does though. It does though, because so Quietly Kept did a couple shows, or have done nothing but shows since we've gotten back from tour, and I think the weekend before was like the first weekend that I hadn't done a show, if not multiple shows. Not last weekend because we played Friday and that was a good time, but the weekend before that, or this past weekend. You're listening to this on Thursday. It was the week, that previous week. But
it doesn't really matter.
They won't figure it out. It's too much math. But yeah, we finally had a week off, and it was just kind of like,
intermission.
Yeah. Because I don't know. I think like there's a certain part where art is an outlet, kind of gives you like relief. It's like, you know, I don't know, sitting on your hand until it falls asleep, and then giving yourself a stranger.
The stranger.
And then later on, it doesn't feel like that. It feels like you're just trying to do that because you need to meet a quota or something. You're just like, I haven't given enough of cc's of my life-giving seed today.
There's a blister, but I find that if I put lotion on it, once the burning wears off, it's fine. You just got to get through that part where the lotion burns the freshly popped blister on my dick. I'm just kidding. That's never happened to me. But that's how I would imagine it going.
Yeah, no, metaphorically, that's what's happening to you.
Right. Right, this was all a metaphor. Right.
My soul.
I just can't. My soul can't take any more useless stroking.
Shit.
I'm spitting dry at this point. There's nothing there.
It's cool though. It's cool having the archives though. It's cool having the archives of mini DV tapes because I'm seeing a lot of stuff that I either have like overlooked or haven't thought about too much or have like just put away. Like kind of the whole reason it got put away because, you know, you have like these situations where you're with a certain person and then like that all ends in the gloriously fucked up way it tends to end.
Yeah.
And so you move on and you don't look at this shit, and then later on you gotta like look at it. It's right there in front of your face, and you're just like, oh, it doesn't affect
Once it will no longer drive you to sobbing to revisit that period.
Right.
Then you crack open the lost art.
Right.
And you peek inside and hope it doesn't melt your face, you know? Hey, it's Loki Sapfoot. You're listening to The Problem with Everything. I'm here with Holiday Rob.
What up?
We're going to play you some old Batwings for Lab Rat shit. This is an intro to... What song was it an intro to? I don't remember.
It's not Privatized Survival, but it's something similar.
I don't know.
I'll send it to you and you can check it out, because there might actually be, like, the intro goes into the song.
Okay.
So we might just put up the whole... It's a demo track from, like, back when we were... I don't know, when we were barely Batwings, if we were that.
We almost named our band Bald Chicks.
Yeah.
We almost went with that.
And Up Syndrome.
Up Syndrome. That's a good one,
I like
dude.
that one.
That's a really
fun,
good
man.
one.
Man,
it's probably offensive to lame people, but fuck those people.
Overall, it's
awesome.
still really fun. I mean, why does it gotta be downs? Maybe it could be up.
Stop trying to rain on my light, lame people.
Yeah.
Here's some old shit by Batwings for Lab Rats.
That's us.
and now the house slips away. The day turns to night. Lies suppress, flesh indulgence. Senses rest with minds disconnected. Flexing power, now cower. Living life for dollars an hour. Privatize survival. Privatize survival. Privatize survival. Privatize survival. Hey, hey, hey. Hey, hey, hey. Hey, hey, hey. Hey, hey, hey. How can we trust that someone's a zombie? Never we say you run home and Osborne, mind police and non-drugs release. Day never stays, the day turns away. Play close your eyes, but some way the day stay inside high. Let the day die, we're flexing power. Now cower, living life for dollars an hour. Privatize survival. Privatize survival. Privatize survival. Privatize survival. Hey, hey, hey. Hey, hey, hey. Hey, hey, hey. Hey, hey, hey. What can I say here to change the world? What can I do here to change myself? What if else possible, the more than possible? Deniability for possibility, simply me. I thought it was over. The order of chaos embraced over aeons. Drop the baton, flexing power. Now cower, living life for dollars an hour. Privatize survival. Privatize survival. Privatize survival. Privatize survival. Hey, hey, hey. Hey, hey, hey. Hey, hey, hey. Hey, hey, hey.
So I don't know. There's stuff to do with there. Like, it's pretty cool. I'm pretty happy with it. It's pretty fun to watch. I feel like there. So UNM every year holds like an experimental film festival, right?
Yeah, I was part of that with a side project with Jason called Agency E once.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, we did like projections while we performed our album.
Did you get to film any of that or show it, or that was just?
I don't think it was filmed. Yeah. No, it was. We did a live performance. There was projection in it.
Yeah,
we just kind of loosely skated in and did some projection to fulfill the film part.
It was funny though. You guys did Commando with Arnold Schwarzenegger from the '80s, and then what was the other movie?
Oh, that was a different thing. That was with Agency E.
Oh.
Which would have probably made more sense for the film festival, but this was well after that. It was called a Simulvision, and it was a pretty cool project. We took the film Commando with Arnold Schwarzenegger, where they take his daughter, Alyssa Milano, right?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, she played his daughter, and they kidnap her, and he has to go get her back from his former buddy in the army or whatever. He's turned evil, and I don't remember what.
Right.
But I think they want him to like help them do some crime or something, and he won't do it, so they take her to make him do it.
Yeah.
But instead of doing it, he just like gets armed to the teeth and takes out their whole fucking base with one man.
Damn.
And then when he kills him with a steam pipe, and as the guy is impaled and steam comes out of his dying chest, he says, "Let off some steam, Bennett." And it's awesome. But we took that movie and we made a soundtrack to it.
Oh, there was Reagan was the other movie.
Right. So we edited it. So part of some of the dialogue was still there for the story for the story to go on, but we edited out most of it and we composed a soundtrack to it. And we had there was a Pink Floyd cover in there that synchronized cool with it.
Wow.
And there was I had a sampler and I would play weird sounds. The guy from Alien that goes, "Game over, man," was in the movie in a different part. So every time he would talk on screen, I would just trigger that sample. Game over, man. Game over. Game over, man. And it was fun. So we played that live soundtrack, and then when we performed it live, we projected that movie, and then next to it, simultaneously, we projected a movie with Ronald Reagan, where it's some Spanish-American War movie or something. I don't even remember what it was called, but it was called The Governors of War simultaneously.
Yes.
So the connection being that they both were the governors of California, and both have warlike tendencies, and so he showed their movies.
And one of them really fucked up the country worse than the other.
But what was cool was to see the synchronicity, which is great to talk about on episode 23, but the synchronicity of unplanned shit between the music and between both movies showing side by side. Unplanned crazy stuff would happen between the audio and between both visuals that wasn't planned or expected.
Yeah.
And that shit was cool. And that's what it was all about. So it's called the Sinelvision. We performed it twice, and that was it ever. And it was one of the first things we did at the agency.
If you saw it, you saw it. If you didn't, you missed the fuck out, apparently.
That's it. Yeah.
I wish I would have gotten to see it, because I remember that going on right around when we started practicing at the agency.
Right. It might have gotten filmed, but it wouldn't have been the same as being there.
Oh, no, it never is.
The movies, it wouldn't have been the same.
It never is. Shit, we were talking about something else before that.
Who knows? I have no recollection of what we were talking about.
Just doing a picture for the social medias.
We just took a picture. That's what's happening here in the studio.
If you see it,
play-by-play.
If you see it and share it, we will not pay to hunt a lion in Africa and kill it. For every shared photo of us, we will not shoot and kill a lion in Africa.
Yeah, no one shares that shit. I'm killing lions.
I mean, we're not making any guarantees about giraffes, elephants, or any kind of higher primate. But a lion, definitely won't shoot that.
Right. I promise not to kill any cute animals or animals that aren't necessarily cute, but kind of resemble animals that are cute.
Just the ugly, mean ones.
Even if they would gladly rip my spine out and eat my entrails as I scream, as I bleed out.
Well, I mean, to be fair, you had it coming.
I kind of did.
Yeah. Being a person and all.
Yeah, I'm not even really the best person either. Even as people go, I'm kind of shitty. So.
I've been better.
Man, sometimes I like to go hiking here in the foothills.
Yeah.
And my favorite spot to go, there's mad signs of fucking mountain lions or cougars.
Oh, really? What are the signs of that?
Well, it was on Valentine's Day a year and a half ago, and I was hiking there alone. And I walked through this one spot on the way up, and it smelled really bad. And there was some stuff in the middle of the trail, and I thought it was just poo. And then on the way back, I stopped in that same spot where the smell was, and I noticed that all around me was the carcass of a fucking deer.
Whoa.
There were the legs, the hooves were, the bones were snapped and tossed aside.
Yeah.
And then there was the spine picked clean. Not clean, it was still bloody, but all the meat was gone. The spine was thrown to the side.
Whoa.
And then all the bones were just scattered around, but all the meat was gone.
That's creepy.
And I didn't see the head. I don't know what happened. I'm sure the head was around,
Yeah.
But it was fucking awesome and also terrifying. And then another time I went up there, it was snowing, or it started snowing as I was hiking. And on the way back down, there was fresh powder over where I had come up, and crossing over that powder and going along the same path that I walked, but the other way, were tracks of a very large cat.
Yeah.
So that shit happened.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's creepy.
And I really like going there, but I'm kind of afraid.
Well, here's the thing. Things I've learned about a bobcat attack. Actually, I wish we had I have a plate, actually, like a pocket thing, plastic. And
quick reference guide.
Yeah. But one of the rules that I thought was so interesting was kind of like, sometimes they tell you with a bear, like make yourself look big, stand tall, and make yourself look big. Same thing with a bobcat. Like, don't run or try and like not do like seriously try and fight it. Like,
right. You think that's a giant house cat?
Yeah.
So the way to get like if a house cat keeps clawing at you, bop it on the nose and stun it, and then it'll leave you alone.
Yeah. Well, nobody likes getting hit in the nose. Doesn't matter what you're made out of.
Yeah, but what if I go to hit the mountain lion on the nose, and instead of getting stunned, he just bites off my hand?
Right. He's just like, oh, those are nice fingers. Those are bite-sized human
Vincent
pieces.
D'Onofrio in Jurassic World. You know what I'm saying?
That part was good.
It was awesome.
Yeah.
Spoiler alert.
Spoiler alert. Yeah, as if you didn't see that coming. The biggest asshole's not going to get eaten by a dinosaur? What?
Right?
No, it's going to happen.
Jurassic World satisfies.
So today's episode is brought to you by the letter nothing, because we don't have a letter for what we're sponsored by.
Today's episode is sponsored by beer and going and fucking yourself, which you might consider.
I was going to do a new segment. I was going to call it, today we have a new segment called 3 Interesting Questions. The problem is I didn't come up with 3 interesting questions, but I did come up with one.
Okay.
One possibly interesting question.
The following segment, 1 Interesting Question, is brought to you by New Belgium Long Table Farmhouse Ale. Tastes like fall, but it's not fall yet. Now back to Rob.
So the question for today is, when is a didgeridoo a didgeridoo?
That's a good question. Most of the time. If you're in any kind of urban setting and you're not like in
the
some
forest
kind of performance venue that's like a hall for the arts.
Yeah.
If it's not like an upscale performance venue and you're in an urban setting of any kind playing a didgeridoo,
like the Blowed Project place in LA or something like that.
I would say that if that's the case, it would depend on how neat your white guy dreadlocks are.
Yes.
If you keep them tidy, you might have some business playing that didgeridoo.
Right.
They're all sloppy and filthy. Yeah, it's probably a didgeridoo.
Oh.
That'd be my assessment.
And that's our 1 interesting question for today on the problem with everything.
I like that. 1 interesting question. We should do that.
Question, yeah. That'll be our segment. 1 interesting question for today.
Maybe we should do it a little earlier next time.
Well,
but
we'll keep remembering to do that.
Yeah,
it can spark all kinds of problems.
It doesn't matter. Those 3 people that listen to this, they fucking love us, man.
They must, because they're still doing it.
Record me diarrheaing in a bucket. Those bitches would tune in. Just kidding, guys. You shouldn't listen to that. I don't even know if you 3 people exist. I'm just assuming.
I was going to say, I don't even like to listen to that when I'm in the middle of it. Well, let's go ahead and do our intro. I think I have a very good...
Alright, well, let's do an outro first.
An outro? What?
Let's
this
say
is madness.
Goodbye before we say hello, right?
I guess, yeah.
Right. Well, this has been the problem with everything. I hope you've enjoyed it. You got anything coming up? You got shows?
Nothing that I can even... Well, this weekend, I'm not going to give you my address, but if you're in the vicinity of the Ghetto Smiths in Albuquerque, you know where that's at. We're going to be having a Saturday garage sale from 7 o'clock to 2 p.m., this upcoming Saturday. So if you're near Ghetto Smiths, you can't miss it. Right on a corner.
Yeah, chilling on the corner, selling some old shit.
Yeah, come on by. I might have some comic books. I actually will have comic books for sale, but there will be a multitude of electronics, t-shirts, whatever you need, man. We got all kinds of junk to sell to you, and it's all for a really good price. I'm calling my table the dollar table.
Nice.
'Cause if you got $1, you're gonna walk away with something.
Extra Value Rob presents the dollar table.
My dollar menu on my dollar table.
I will be this Friday at Aero Vapors on San Mateo. It's a vape shop if you're into vaping, or if you'd like to, if you smoke some cigarettes and you're sick of that shit.
San Mateo and Candelaria, right?
Yeah, ish. I think it's a little bit north of Candelaria.
Okay.
On San Mateo.
Okay.
But yeah, it's next to like a Brazilian waxing place and a tanning salon.
So your girl or your guy can go get a Baby Smooth and you can get some vape.
Yeah. Come out. We're going to have some lovely tea. You can be the first to try some brand new flavors that we haven't released yet.
Delicious.
And it's going to be pretty fun. So come hang out this Friday night at Aero Vapors in Albuquerque.
So you've got your weekend planned with the boys from The Problem With Everything. We're going to be doing a garage sale and some vape goodness Friday and Saturday.
Yeah.
So I'm Holiday Rob, and this is
Loki Sapfoot.
And we're going to come for you next week. Hopefully next week we'll be having a guest. I'm looking at I'm prospecting some, possible team players here.
I don't have any friends, so I'm no help in this regard. I have completely dropped out of all social circles. I don't care.
That's okay. After they hear this episode, whoever I'm asking to be a guest, they'll be like, "Oh, you guys are clean and nice," and we'll be like, "Yeah, we sure should seem like it."
Has this been a particularly clean episode?
It was better than last week. Last week's is amazing.
Oh, last week's was funny.
It was diarrhea and skin cheese. Yeah. It was nasty, but it was good nasty. It was a funny nasty, I thought. Like, just the description itself should have,
And the other one is called Super Mario Brothers 3, which is weird because there was only 2 Super Mario Brothers cartoons. Thanks. We'll see you next week.
Hey, you're listening to The Problem With Everything. I'm Holiday Rob. I keep saying hey for some reason, but that's exciting.
Hey.
Up next, you're going to hear a track by a band I used to be in called Holiday Sale, and the track is Everyday Tune. It's very fun little sunshiny. We're trying to drag out the summer here. We don't want it to end. It's not until September 21st, people. Stop trying to rush things.
Everyday Tune by Holiday Sale.
Im Blick, the big, the